Once upon a time lived two brothers named James and Alex. They were both interested in painting and drawing. They would participate in a number of competitions and would always end up winning. They loved art more than anything else. It started off by making splendid, extraordinary characters and breathtaking landscape paintings. When they grew up, they became extremely creative artists and started their own classes. They had many students willing to learn different kinds of drawings and techniques of shading and more. Out of the numerous students they taught, there was a student named Chris who was facing a lot of difficulties drawing every day. However, Chris didn't give up as he wanted to become a famous artist. Alex and James saw Chris struggling, so they went to him and said, "Chris, if you want to be an artist like us, you have to keep practicing. That's the most important thing you need to do." Over the months, Chris became better as he followed what his teachers had said. He practiced every day. One day, there was an announcement from the School of Arts about a painting contest. Whoever would win the contest would get admission in the school. The school specialized in teaching art, and it was the most famous school for budding artists like Chris. However, it was very difficult and expensive to get enrolled there. Chris took a chance and put his name in the contest, which was to be held after 8 days. Every day he practiced very hard for the competition. Finally, the day of the competition arrived. When it started, there was a professor overlooking their work. However, he had preference and wanted to distract the other competitors into losing. He started calling them, giving them chocolates, and trying to waste their time so they don't finish their paintings. He looked at everyone and noticed that Chris has not been called yet. So he went to Chris and started talking to him to distract him from his work, and also offered him chocolates. Because of this distraction, Chris was short of time and could not complete his painting. When the results came out, he was very disappointed that he didn't get enrolled. He told his teachers, Alex and James, about what happened during the competition. The teachers understood the professor's plan and decided to help Chris. They approached the principal of that school and they told her about the professor who was distracting the students. They also requested her to give Chris another chance. After a few days later, Chris was called back to the school and asked to draw again. He was been given a second chance. Chris made the most out of this opportunity and drew an amazing portrait of Alex and James. The principal was surprised with the painting and immediately granted him a scholarship to the school. Once he was done, Chris showed his drawing to Alex and James and told them the good news. They were so happy and proud of him. Alex and James also framed their portrait made by the most gifted student. Moral of the story. Can anyone guess the moral? Yes?
Never give up.
Okay, very good. Can you please clap for him? Yes? There are many morals. Yes, you?
You should always try.
Very good. Can you please clap for him? Yes?
Practice makes the man perfect.
Very good. Please clap for him. Yes?
We should always practice, never lose our hopes.
Very good. Yes, you?
Always do your best.
Very good. Yes?
Always give people
Very good. Very good. I'm getting many morals here.
Cry, but don't cry.
Huh?
Cry, but don't cry.
Very good. Yes, you last. Very good. Yes.
Never give up.
Very good.
Work hard to succeed.
Clap hands. Many models here.
Try till you do not succeed.
Huh?
Try till you do not succeed.
Try till you do not succeed.
Okay, very good. Yes. Very good. Practice
makes a man perform.
very good. And you?
Always do hard work so that you will succeed.
Amazing. I've got so many models here, a bunch of them. Oh, and yes, you?
Never withdraw your hand.
Very good. Please clap for him. I've got so many amazing models here. Moral of the story, practice makes perfect. The more we practice, the better our craft becomes. And yes,
Who is your favorite writer?
my favorite writer. Well, I have four most favorite writers. One, Rodal. I love his stories because it's really funny and dramatic. Same for Sudhamurti, it's very funny, dramatic, and it has good morals. And then EVY because and I'm sure I told you about Charlotte's Web, a bond unbreakable. And the last one, can anyone guess?
Shakespeare.
Yes?
Shakespeare.
Okay, good try. Yes, you? Yeah.
Ruskin Boy.
Okay, I like his story. Okay, that actually became 5. What's the last one?
Goosebumps.
Huh?
Goosebumps.
Okay, very good.
Ridhhaan.
Yes! My son. Yes?
Who was the most supportive in your journey?
Well, the most supportive through my journey was my parents, as they kept helping me while writing stories, correcting my mistakes, always supporting me. Yes?
Who is your most favorite character in your story?
The most favorite character in my story? Well, all of the characters. Boss. Yes?
How you publish your books?
Well, I told you, my friends send these stories to their friends, and I send these stories to my teachers.
Talk about the publishing.
Oh, nice. So the truth was that my parents got the idea from my teachers and their friends. And then we started looking for publishers. Received great feedback from them too. Then we found one publisher, become Shakespeare. So the editor was Mainadevi, who corrected my grammar. And then illustrator Prodigy, who really supported me, and we used to sometimes play games with each other, and we used to talk a lot about the illustration. It felt like he just illustrated my mind. And then they helped us a lot throughout my journey. And then after the pagination was done, so pagination is like when the illustration is done and the words are fitted in the illustration. After that was done, we did the printing, and after the printing, the book got published on Amazon and on Crossword. Then came the book launch, and you saw the video just now.
How did you feel when your book was launched?
I felt so happy, but I also felt like writing even more stories. That's how I felt, and I felt really happy. Yes?
How you feel after your success?
Well, it wasn't a success. It was really a heart-touching moment. Really actually touched my heart. It was actually not a success. It was a heart moment. Experience, a great experience. Yes?
Do you feel nervous when you're writing a story?
No. As I told you again, I love writing stories and reading, so I never feel nervous. Always feel to write more. Yes? I thought you wanted to answer. Yes?
How many books did you read till now? How many did you write?
I don't know, but I have read a lot of books. I'm sure of that. Huh? More than
No, the question was how many books did you write till now?
Oh, one. But my 3 books are coming, that becomes 4. Yes?
Read Butterfingers?
No, but I will look it up on Google and see and read it. Because I actually have never read it. That's a neat story name. Yes?
Did you get scared about asking your parents the stories?
No. I knew they would help me, they would support me. But for that, I have to work hard. I can't just always take their help. That was the thing. I would have to try first and then take help of my parents if I can't do it. Yes?
Who motivated you to write a story?
Well, it was myself. As I told, I love reading and writing. That's what made me write. And plus, thanks to my parents, they motivated me to write these stories. Yes.
If you said you write many stories and you love reading and writing, so you also do that stories drawing also.
Yes, I love drawing. I started drawing many, but I love drawing, but I think drawing the illustrations of my stories are a bit hard for me to manage. Yes?
How much time did you take to write your first book?
Well, it took almost like 2 years, 2 or 3 years. If you count the illustration, the pagination, the editing, and the launch, then it will take 2 years, but it took me 1 year to write many stories. Yes?
How many pages were there in your first book?
How many? For my first book, I don't know the total. 84. Oh, all of them total. Yes?
You said you have read many books. Also, which book you have inspired most?
Ridhhaan. I read the most. Actually, I've read many books. I can't even count them. But for Ridhhaan, I think I got a collection, so I have read 40 books of Ridhhaan. And I'm excited to read more stories. Yes?
What is your favorite book's name?
I have many favorite books, so I can't only choose one. That's all. That's it. Yes?
Do you love moral story books or without moral story books?
I love both.
I'm sure, Ridhhaan, you must have found this session today very
Fun.
encouraging.
And fun.
Fun, right? And you have really enlightened all our children here. And I'm sure they are motivated and inspired to take it across and become something. You know? For the love of reading and writing, I'm sure they will take the inspiration from you.
Yes?
Do you like Indian stories like Tanaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj?
I don't even know what type of stories I read, but for sure I read. But I myself don't know actually. Yes?
Now when you continue your journey, writing big books like novels and all that, or
Small stories? Well, I would like to do both. I would prefer to do both. Yes?
in which age you have started to writing the story?
Yes? I think
Which age you started writing stories?
from the age of 6 I started writing.
You want water?
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, we
That's
stop
great.
here. All the questions. Thank you,
Thank you
Ridhhaan.
so much, Ridhhaan.
Ridhhaan, come and have a seat.
Well, actually, I would like to thank the trustee and principal ma'am again at the bottom of my heart for encouraging me a lot and giving me a chance to perform. Thank you.
Thank you, Master Ridhhaan. Let me end this gracious morning by challenging you to go out and tune your light. As Jesus said, you are the light of the world. Go out and shine and let the world rejoice with hope at your shining light. On behalf of the management, principal and students of KGES, I thank Master Ridhhaan for providing his gracious presence and spent time from his busiest schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely going to encourage us in our future events. Last but not the least, a big thank you to each one of you who made this day memorable for all of us. Have a good day. Thank you.